Let us talk about retirement, Philippines, and your medical condition. These are all interrelated, and I'll explain why. Stay with me. That's what we'll talk about. First, let's talk about retirement. I assume that you're of certain age and you're ready to retire, either partly or full-time in the Philippines. And why the Philippines? Many people like the Philippines because of the customs, the nature of the people, very nice, very kind, and low cost of living. Except medical or hospitalization cost. This is what we're going to talk about. Some people say, oh gee, I'm very healthy and all I have to do is to take care of myself and enjoy myself, and when you're in the Philippines, you will have less stress and your medical situation could improve. Very, very true. But it's also true that we're all getting old. And when you're getting old, whether you like it or not, you are going to have a medical condition. At some point in time, we're going to die. Okay, now are we going to die suddenly? Are we going to die gradually? Are we going to die of a heart attack or something else? We don't know, right? So medical condition, especially when you're getting old, this also applies when you're young, but especially when you're getting old, is very important. That's something we have to consider. Now, let's talk about medical costs. Medical costs in the Philippines relative to the US is extremely low. By that I mean, if you compare it against the US with no insurance coverage whatsoever, medical Philippines, medical US, Philippines is low. Even if you get hospitalized, it is low. And talking about expats or foreigners earning dollars or getting dollar allowance from the government or whatnot. I'm not talking about Filipinos who are local in the Philippines. For Filipinos who are local in the Philippines, no matter what you do or what you say, it is going to be expensive. But for people who are bringing in dollars, it's relatively cheaper. Now, but if you're one of those expats or foreigner who stays part-time in the Philippines, part-time in the US, you come back and forth, you may want to retain your medical insurance in the US and come to the US at least once a year to get all your medical checkup and things like that. Let me explain to you the experience I had with two people who I used to hunt with. I used to go hunting during my younger years, and these two people are Philadelphia policemen. And they were hunting with me, and at night when we have nothing to do, we talk and compare notes, so to speak. One of these policemen is very healthy. He's slim, he doesn't smoke, he exercises. The other one, on the other hand, is a little bit heavyweight, does not exercise, and smokes heavily. In fact, he's saying, oh gee, when I get home, I watch TV and eat popcorn. That's what he does. But guess who died first? The healthy one. The one who's slim, does not smoke, and exercises. There are times when people on the other side, those with conditions, live longer. Do you know why? It's because they're aware of their condition. They go through annual physical, they go through blood work, they take all kinds of medication to control whatever condition they have. The ones who are healthy tend to ignore that. And they say, oh no, I'm healthy, I don't need that. At best maybe they go once a year, and sometimes they don't. And that is the reason why people who are on medication, on medical care, live longer than the so-called healthy ones. So you can never tell. So my suggestion to you, by the way, is make sure you go at least for an annual checkup and do a blood test. The blood work is going to reveal a lot of things that otherwise you will never know. So for people in the Philippines, and I think blood test in the Philippines is not that expensive, so do it. Now, people with conditions such as myself, I go for blood work every quarter, every 3 months, and I visit my doctor at least once a year, but in some cases 2 times a year after 6 months. And this is true for my family doctor and also for my diabetes doctor. I go once a year for my every 6 months also for my eye test because I have diabetes. I have a retina doctor who watches the condition of my eyes. And by the way, that says a lot too. Go to the dentist every year, and once a year I go to a cardiologist for my heart. And the reason for that is I have a heart condition, but my condition is well under control, unlike my diabetes. Diabetes is very difficult to control. But in those cases, whether you have diabetes or blood pressure issue, you never feel them. You don't feel them. So you never know that you have it. And that is the reason why medical exam and blood work is something that is very important, and you should take care of that, whether you feel you're sick or not. And that is the reason why medical situation in the Philippines is a real serious issue for many people. I love to go to the Philippines. It's beautiful. I enjoy the people. I like the environment. I like the weather. It's inexpensive at some point, but even that could go up depending on whether you want to live the Western lifestyle or not. But all those positives are offset by this negative on the medical condition side. And some people say, I'm perfect, I'm healthy, and then just take it for granted and neglect to check themselves. So what I suggest is for people to go through a physical exam once a year, and maybe more frequent than that, or at least once a year go for blood work and make sure everything is under control. This is one thing I will emphasize because we're getting old, and even if you're not old yet, you're young, but you're getting there, we are going to face medical issue at some point. Some could be sudden, from healthy to dead, or some could be gradual. And therefore, before you get to that, make sure you have that periodic physical test done. And that also holds true for Filipinos. Although for Filipinos it will be more expensive, of course, but nevertheless, preventive is cheaper than taking care of the problem when it's already there. Okay? So I hope you learned something from this. I'll appreciate your comments down below. No smart comments though. And remember, I am generalizing. Some people are really extremely healthy, but I'll guarantee you at some point you'll drop dead. There is no such thing as freedom when it comes to this. No such thing as safe. There is no such thing as being exempt from death. We will get there. And when you're retiring, you're getting old, this is when things start creeping up. Thank you so much for watching. Please do share this with other people, and I'll appreciate it if you click like, and please do subscribe to my channel unless you have already done so. Make it a great day, and God bless.